Press and hold the center power button to power on the bike. Hold down the plus and minus buttons simultaneously to reach the settings menu. Scroll down and press the center button to select the battery lock page, and then press it once again to unlock and eject the battery. Place your hand below the battery to support it. Once the top end of the battery is disengaged, press the handle to release the battery and lift it out of the bike. Remove the wire loom from the handlebar controls. With the bike inverted, turn the cranks and shift the chain to the highest gear or the smallest cog. Remove the cable crimp from the end of the shift cable, and then use a 5mm hex wrench to loosen the cable pinch bolt. Remove the shift cable from the derailleur. Remove the shift cable housing from the barrel adjuster on the shifter, and then proceed to pull out the shift cable until the end is reached. Use a 4mm hex wrench to loosen the stem cap preload bolt, and then loosen both of the stem clamping bolts until the stem can be released. Remove the stem. Follow up by removing the headset dust cover and the compression ring. Lift the fork and front wheel up and out of the frame. Use a 3mm hex wrench to remove the two bolts that mount the terminal assembly to the frame. Use a 3mm hex wrench to remove the two bolts that mount the battery lock assembly to the frame. Use a 2.5mm hex wrench to remove the three bolts that attach the cable cover plate within the battery compartment. Remove the cover plate. Use a 2.5mm hex wrench to remove the two bolts that secure the controller assembly to the frame. Lift up the controller cover. Pull the shift cable housing out from the frame of the bike. Swap the cable housing with the housing of the same length and diameter. Insert the new piece of housing into the chainstay, through the battery compartment, out of the head tube, and then feed it into the headset dust cover. Reinstall the fork into the head tube, ensuring the lower headset bearing is still in place. Replace the compression ring with the opening containing the cables toward the front of the bike, as shown. Install the dust cover onto the head tube. While keeping the cables oriented forward, press the dust cover flush against the head tube of the bike. Guide the headset spacers along the stem, back onto the steerer tube, and use a 4mm hex wrench to thread on the stem compression bolt. Continue to tighten the bolt until the stem is fully seated. Ensure the headset is properly preloaded while ensuring there is still good movement in the steering. Feed the new shift cable into the top end of the shift housing. Reinstall the shift housing end into the barrel adjuster of the shifter. Feed the shift cable and housing into the barrel adjuster of the derailleur. While holding tension on the cable, use a 5mm hex wrench to snug the cable pinch bolt in place. Trim the end of the cable as needed and then install a new cable crimp. Replace the controller and cover into the frame and reinstall the two controller cover bolts using a 2.5mm hex wrench. Organize the cables and align the cable cover plate to the mounting holes in the battery compartment and reinstall the 3 mounting bolts with a 2.5mm hex wrench. Position the battery lock assembly in place and reinstall the 2 mounting bolts using a 3mm hex wrench. Guide the terminal back into the frame and reinstall the mounting bolts using a 3mm hex wrench. Turn the cranks and test the shifting performance of the derailleur. Make adjustments as necessary and ensure the limit screws are properly set. With the bike upright, replace the cable wire loom on both sides of the handlebar controls. Align the handlebars with the front wheel and then use a 4mm hex wrench to tighten the stem clamping bolts and alternate between the two while torquing them to 6 Nm. Reinstall the battery by inserting the bottom first and pressing the top to lock it in place. Press and hold the center power button to power on the bike and test for proper function.